Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As oh my goodness, do we have a lot to discuss right now. Ladies and gentlemen, lawsuits are coming out left and right. King Jum Gary is at it again. And I want to break down exactly what I think is about to happen. But first, I have to give a huge thank you to all of you who have been subscribing to my OnlyFans recently. OnlyFans has been a platform I've been using to send customized video responses to any and all of your questions. It's been allowing me to build better relationships with every single one of you in this community. And as I've been flooded with hundreds of comments and DMs recently, I have to say that the engagement has been phenomenal. And if you weren't signed up already, I highly recommend you do so. Now, when we take a look at the DXY, the chart that I believe will dictate the future of whether or not we're going to see positive price action in the crypto market, we can see that it's beginning to go on a downtrend yet again. But you know what's so fascinating is that within this little circle is when we've seen Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoins pull back quite a bit. We've been seeing Bitcoin rising in value during this massive downtrend. And then the slight recovery upwards in the DXY is when Bitcoin starts to fall. Like clockwork, time and time again, the DXY is going to be the most important chart that's going to help us dictate when to profit take and when this market is going to head into another uptrend or downtrend. Learn to read this chart like your life depends on it. And I promise you, it'll make you more successful as a crypto investor. Now guys, that we have that overall context of the crypto market, we have this quote from Charles Gasparino from Fox. Eleanor Tourette stated securities lawyers, including a past top SEC official, says the SEC is looking to largely cut off crypto in all its forms after the FTX debacle. SEC enforcement has blanketed crypto with so-called Wells notices signaling intent to bring cases. We see that the SEC has sued Paxos for listing Binance USD stablecoin. We understand that Circle sounded the alarm and tattled on Paxos. They told the New York Department of Financial Services Binance's stablecoin wasn't fully backed. Oh my goodness. We have snitches in this market. But like I like to say in my life, snitches get stitches. As now, after Circle tattled on Paxos, there are credible rumors that the SEC is going after Circle and USDC next. This is unbelievable. Gary Gensler is literally looking to cause chaos in all of crypto. They're looking to stifle innovation in the United States. But something I have to say is this is really massive as far as the stablecoin front is concerned. And let me explain to you why. USDC, Paxos, Binance USD. These are three stablecoins that I actually believe are more credible than Tether. And yet Tether, they're being allowed to reign free at the moment. This is very interesting. Does Tether have ties to the US government, the SEC, and this FTX debacle? Maybe. I'm only speculating here, but let me say this. The stablecoin market is a direct threat to US dollar dominance on the global stage. That's why they're going after staking rewards. It's a direct threat to the traditional banking system. USDC, Pax Gold, Binance USD, and even Tether, all these stablecoins threaten the US dollar dominance on the global stage. Stablecoin regulation and regulation against exchanges are coming very soon. And despite the fact that I do believe an uptrend is going to come in this crypto market soon, we have to look at what's happening on the regulatory front, because I think this uptrend will be short-lived. and you must profit take and get the hell out, because the SEC is not going to stop. You see, I see a lot of panic by a lot of the crypto community at the moment. But the XRP army, this is like clockwork. The normal state of affairs is that we've been getting sued by the SEC for over 2 years now. Who cares? We tried to warn the rest of the crypto market that this was coming, and they laughed at us. They did not care. They said go fuck off. And so we did. We waited. We missed the bull run. Now we're here, about to get clarity while everyone else is getting screwed. Then I remember the other day, Charles Hoskinson was pissed because he believed Ripple was going to settle with the SEC. And that was going to cause there to still be this gray area where the rest of crypto was not going to have clarity and enforcement actions were going to be taking place. You see, the rest of crypto, they want Ripple to take it all the way to get full clarity for the market. But they weren't here shooting with us in the gym while we were getting screwed by the SEC. Oh, this is so interesting, huh? And I'll always point you guys back to what Jeremy Hogan stated. There was going to be a moment where our digital asset got clarity and the rest of the market got screwed. Welcome to the show. And let's see what happens next. Now, guys, what I pray happens next is that these investigations into Sam Bankman-Fried bring down Gary Gensler and his tyranny at the SEC. You see, the House GOP has asked the SEC for details on the timing of Sam Bankman-Fried's arrest, and there are many more details about the meetings that they had that I want to be available for the public, because there has been a lot of colluding and conspiring amongst Gary, SBF, and even Senator Elizabeth Warren. And here, this is a news clip from Fox Business proving that Gary and Senator Warren have an outright agenda against allowing crypto investors in the crypto market to succeed. And all we're seeing is that agenda play out in real time. Please take a listen.
All right, a bombshell report tonight about how Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and her office coordinated testimony with the Security and Exchange Commission ahead of a Senate hearing. The Heritage Foundation Oversight Project, of which I'm associated, through a FOIA request, obtained emails from Warren's office to the office of Chairman Gary Gensler 2 days before his Senate testimony back in September of 2021. The email from Warren's economic policy advisor includes a list of questions. Get this, a list of questions that Senator Warren planned to ask, along with suggested answers for the chairman of the SEC. The advisor also wrote, quote, "Let me know if you're okay with the questions as currently written." 2 days later, she sent a follow-up, quote, "Let me know if it's looking like the chair has any issue with the framing of the questions. Definitely don't want to put him in a tough spot," end quote. And it appears the chairman didn't have any issue with these questions because Senator Warren asked almost verbatim from the email. Check this out.
Chair Gensler, advocates say crypto markets are all about financial inclusion, but the people who are most economically vulnerable are the ones who are most likely to have to withdraw their money the fastest when the market drops. Does this sound like the path to financial inclusion to you?
Now, guys, we've known and understood this for a long time now. We know that the corruption has been heavily at play. But if there's one company in this entire market that could go against the United States government and actually win, it's Ripple. If there's one digital asset that they need, and they have been building the new financial system around, it's XRP. We know the end game. The end game is XRP adoption. And here, just some food for thought from Wrath of Kahneman. He proposes a weird hypothetical question. If Ripple wins the lawsuit around the same time stablecoins are designated as securities in the United States, does XRP become more used on exchanges? XRP as Tether, for example, potentially very ironic and strange. And ultimately, down the road, XRP will have a vast number of trading pairs, similar to how Bitcoin has almost all of them. I think XRP is going to gain a lot of them too. That's just more liquidity, more utility, more adoption. And when clarity hits, the full wrath of XRP's use case will be known to the public. Now guys, to cap off this video for today, I'm going to leave you with this clip from Quincy Jones as he describes exactly what the ultimate potential of XRP will be down the road. I believe there will be a day where trillions upon trillions of dollars will be flowing through XRP, potentially even on a daily basis. And when that day finally comes, after these regulatory hurdles are surpassed, that's when we get to be the new 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
The best way to look at that with XRP is, well, XRP, if you look at the entire liquidity in the market now, I think it's only like $50-60 billion worth of value in the XRP ecosystem. And I hate like sort of comparing it to this. The biggest thing that you really want to look at is, well, what's everything that you plan on seeing on XRP? Add up all those assets together, whether it's currencies, bonds, stocks, blah, 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 whatever. And you don't want to look at the actual value. You want to look at the overall volume happening on those networks, and you want to sort of anticipate what the future volume may be. You got to remember, the volume on these networks now are high, but they'll be higher on XRP because they'll be faster, more efficient, they'll be cheaper. You see what I mean? You'll end up getting a exponential effect of being able to do more transactions for cheaper on the network because it's able to do it more efficiently than it was able to do it before. So that's sort of the way you really want to look at it. And I wouldn't even really look at it in price. I would look at it more in terms of like market cap, because it's one of those things where it's liquidity in the market, and market cap is just going to be determined based off how much liquidity is in the market, based off the assets on it, based off the volume, based off all of that. And it's one of those things where all of these ecosystems, not even just XRP, but all of these ecosystems are going to have comparable market caps to a lot of the financial ecosystems we see now, mostly because those old ecosystems are going to reside on these new public chains. Does that make sense? But yeah, in terms of, and this doesn't go for XRP. I would say if you're looking at any handful of coins and you're looking at sort of what the long-term viability would be, the best thing I would say is like these networks are going to be multi-trillion-dollar market cap ecosystems. Now, who's going to do what, and who's going to be the biggest, and who's going to be doing this for who is going to be all determined. But the reason this is the case is all the financial markets are all multi-trillion-dollar market caps. The only difference is those markets are going to reside on these public chains. See what I mean? Sure. So that's the best way to look at it. And that's the thing. You can come up with your own price prediction there. There's a good range in there for people to sort of go. But my big thing is you're looking for that long-term viability, that long-term adoption. It's going to be somewhere in there. Don't know where it is, somewhere in there. And that's why I try to equate it to the race car driver. It's like, look, I don't know when he's going to place, but I think he'll be in like the top 3. And not that XRP will be in the top 3. I just think that XRP will be able to reach a side to where the liquidity would be needed to maintain the financial markets as they are today, on top of being able to adapt them towards future use, which means they'll be operating faster, cheaper, more efficiently, all of that, on top of being able to do what they already do.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing pricing for their carbon credit solution, XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's High-Level Advisory Board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.